This is Paul. Yeah, it's 3:30. Yeah, probably have an hour and a half and then go to dinner and then come back here later on tonight. Yeah, want to get that full 2 hours every day. I did have some extra time and I was able to look at the requirements of the Violence Against Women's Act. And as many times as I have informed law enforcement, yes, it really seems to me that this is a real war crime. Now, exactly when is it a war crime? See, the idea of protecting the due process rights of the respondent. Yes. This is Exhibit B. Yes. That was admitted to the court in Jefferson County when you alleged that I violated the restraint provisions of the protection order. Yeah. Now, in 2011, yes, I wasn't a resident of Washington State. Yeah. And you issued a protection order. On August 12th of 2011, yes, Judge Ken Williams, and then you served me on Guam. Now let's say you got served, yes, and you disagreed with what was said. There are certain circumstances where you can actually appeal the court about a protection order being issued against you, yes. Now obviously, when you are someplace other than the jurisdiction of Washington State, yes, it makes it difficult to motion the court when you serve somebody outside of the state of Washington. Yeah. Now, the court said, well, I have to obey the court order. Yes. But it was really a foreign protection order. And just looking at some of the documentation, yeah, some states would question why it was that you issued a protection order in Washington State. See, there was no notice or opportunity to be heard. And as many times as I told you, well, serving me on Guam violated my right to motion the court because there was no protection order needed. But you, in the court right now, seem to think that you can do anything in the name of domestic violence and child abuse. Now, as my wife remembers, she was the one that hit me. Isn't that right, Heidi? Yeah. Approximately 2 weeks before she called the police, my wife committed domestic violence where she hit me. Yeah, she struck me. She hit me on my face. Now, when you issue a protection order, you serve the individual as a respondent. Yes, you have no proof of service. All you had was that I was arrested on Guam. Yeah. And then you issued it without me getting a copy of it so that I could motion the court and say, well, Your Honor, yes, I actually didn't commit domestic violence. Um, I would think, yes, that you violated my right to due process. Now, this court has had a difficult time removing all their court orders, not just the court order that you issued on July 31st of 2015. Every court order that you issued has violated the laws of the United States. Every court order. Now, the thought was that when you do know that you're violating the laws, yes, you had an obligation to enforce the law. Now, this is the Washington State Attorney Oath. And for every attorney in the state of Washington, yes, that says I'm not their client, yes, the attorney oath has nothing about being the client. It has about you as an attorney swearing certain things to be able to join the bar, that you are fully subject, yes, to the laws of the state of Washington and the laws of the United States, and you will abide by the same. Meaning, if you have any knowledge of kidnapping, felony, misprision of felony, yes, misprision of treason, yes, false police reports, yes, forgery, yes. If you, as an attorney, have any knowledge of any of the crimes that I'm documenting, you are liable. Now, it says in number 2, yes, I will support the Constitution of the state of Washington and the Constitution of the United States. Yes. How do you support the Constitution? Well, let's say that you have knowledge of a protection order that was issued in 2011. Yes. Where I wasn't a resident. I didn't commit domestic violence. Well, Judge Ken Williams, you should go to prison today. Now, you said you served me on Guam because the probation officer served me when I was living on Guam. Yes. But that didn't protect my right to due process. See, the right to due process is notice and opportunity to be heard. Yes. The right to due process is the enforcement of the requirements of the law of this state. Yes. And federal laws. That's what due process is. Now, Judge Ken Williams can go to prison. Now, when I informed you, yes, that I was arrested on May 27th of 2012, yes, Brent Baston decided to reissue the protection order while I was on trial for the allegation of violating the other protection order. There were effectively 3 protection orders in place at that time. Now, you cannot have 2 protection orders in place. Obviously, it does not support the due process rights of the respondent. Now, when you use a minute order, yes, approximately 12 hours before the sheriff's department read to me the actual minute order that you're having a court hearing, it's obvious that the Clarkson County Sheriff's Department thinks this is a joke. Now, you can't reissue a protection order while on trial for the allegation of violating the other protection order. You reissued the temporary protection order, yeah, and then by minute order, yeah, you reissued it. Oh. Now, sheriff's return of service. What good does it do me, yes, to get a return of service of a protection order that was reissued? Wow. You know, it's just obnoxious, Brent. It's if I were able, yes, to use the profanity that is available to me as an American citizen, if I was in your face right now, Brent, you have no idea the proficiency that I have when using profanity. But because I'm putting this onto the YouTube, I have to be concerned.